Back at it again with a grind again. It's your boy Jingo. This is your host here, and I am here with Aristarchus again, and
Come on,
my
man. You
other
know.
brother here, David.
Yo,
What's happening, bro? What's happening, brothers?
What's
I'm
happening?
good. I'm good. How are
Good.
you,
How
man?
was
How's it
your
going?
day? How was your day?
You want me to go
Guys,
first?
why was all mute out here, bro? What's
You want me
going
to go
on?
first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go first, bro. Go. Yeah.
My day's been all right. Obviously, back to work again. Back to work again. Just within this 2 day periods between Christmas and New Year's.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mm,
obviously just slowly getting back into the flow of things. Obviously,
mm.
it's a bit quiet because a lot of people are still off of work. But yeah, man, good day, good day. Good
It's
day.
been a quiet Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Like
has, man.
for
Very
the
different
first
Christmas.
time. I feel like for the first time in our lives. I mean, we've been had quiet Christmases like that. But this one, I feel like it's the pandemic that just slowed everything down
Yeah, definitely,
and
man.
just deaded
Definitely.
everything in it. I mean, some people did have some good, uh, they did have a good Christmas in it. The food was banging, brother. You should have seen Rosebud's food, fam. Lord, them girls can cook. I looked at my plate like, bro, like what's man, we losing. But anyway, Aris, what's going on?
Yeah,
How
man.
was your day and what's going on with you?
Yeah, same thing as well. Just to sort of reiterate on what David said.
Hmm.
Yeah, just back to work. To, yeah, today, obviously after the little break, Christmas, bank holiday, Boxing Day, etc.
Yeah.
So now we're back on the grind again, I suppose. So yeah,
Back at it with a grind again. You know what I'm
again,
saying? We're back
yeah.
at it grind again. So right, obviously like we this is, one of the segments here, and I'm not really gonna do this is one of the segments. I feel like people already know. Um, but we're gonna talk about, the 5 things that you have learned this year. That could mean the pros and the cons. And yeah, guys, obviously everybody know that this year has been a deep year. 2020 has been like no other year.
I'll
In a
say
sense.
deep is an understatement. Deep is an understatement
Yeah, deep is
for the
understatement.
year.
Like
Yeah,
Mm.
it's been very tragic.
it's like I said in it, like, personally for me, I feel like when the 31st comes and you're in church, or just like you're just doing a reflection yourself on the 31st, you don't know how the year is gonna go, the next year is gonna go, but you can kind of, like maneuver, like, in a sense that you kind of see, okay, like this one want to do, and you can kind of predict, okay, this is how it's gonna go, even though there's no, do you get me? But
Mm.
2020, we never expected a whole virus, bro. We never expected a whole virus. We never expected the pandemic. It was just crazy, and the deaths that was happening and still happening, like literally, it's just crazy. Like personally for my life as well, like 2020 hit me like before I left it, like, yes, I'm gonna give you the last jab. This is it. I'm saying remember me. So, I'm gonna start with you, Aris, man. Like okay, like the 5 things that you have learned this year. So start with one of the things, like what have you learned this year? Pros and cons.
So what have I learned? So do you want me to give you proof? So
Yo,
positive things,
yeah,
five
just flow,
positive
man. Just
things.
flow. Like what are the things that you have learned? Like, what? Not talking to gal no more like that. Or like what is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just don't overthink it.
Okay,
Like,
I'll learn. I'll learn about personal personal development. So
mm,
not necessarily about uh, building an empire or building something. Personal development can also consist of character, so characteristic in terms of you know building an indefatigable approach to your life. That
mm,
tenacity. So working on that is not easy.
mm,
You're gonna it's almost like you're trying to find yourself. So this pandemic has been like David said, tragic one. So a lot of people there's a propensity of depression or mild depression or anxiety or worries and stuff like that. So
yeah.
um people are more prone to falling being in that trap, and
Mm,
for one to still be able to exercise, thinking positively. I think that's a pivotal thing, you know.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is, again, I'll say self-discipline. So discipline in terms of training your mind,
Mm.
like what we spoke about yesterday, Jingo.
Yeah.
So I mean, because yeah, human beings we're meant to be social. God created us to be social beings. We're not meant to be um stuck inside or incarcerated, by no means. So if that's the case, which has been the case, or unless people be breaking the rules and stuff. I mean, I've been outside, of course, but you know, we sort of crumble. At one point, to some extent, okay, cool. When everything was normal, everybody was going to work or going to this or that, normal life, and they're like, oh, I can't wait, I just want to take 3 months off. Now we have it, and we just realized that
Mm.
we're not human beings are not made for this. We're not made to be isolated. We're not made to be in the house. We're social beings.
Yeah. I mean,
We're
talk
meant to
about
be social.
isolation there. There was a lot of deaths that was happening due to that.
Mm,
A lot of people, committed suicide because they
suicide,
couldn't handle
yeah,
the pressure of just being, inside the house and all that stuff there.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, when you look at, um, what I was going to say here. Now it's just certain certain circumstances of people in some of people, they had we didn't know like what was happening in their homes, and do you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? And obviously like going outside was that breath of fresh air. Now when the whole pandemic came through, yeah, now domestic violence actually raise up in a sense as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Domestic violence. Yeah, I was going to emphasize on that point as well. So
Mm.
people, like you're saying, people go out to escape the reality or their realities as well. So going to work, for example, you know what I'm saying? That's freedom. So but when they go back, they fighting the same demons and people, you know what I'm saying, the husbands, the partners, or just maybe just mental health, you know?
Mm.
So when people are on alone, they're prone to think negatively. They're prone to entertain negative things,
Yeah.
and which affects their mood. So yeah.
Yeah. So what's your take, David? Like, what's your take on this? Like, the 5 things that you've learned, or just to elaborate, on
Yeah,
Aris said.
yeah. Yeah. So I got like a little list, but I'll say just building on from Aris's
Oh, you're
point.
a politician.
Yeah, just building on from Aris's point. Personal development is very important. The being stuck at home and having much more free time, has given us the opportunity to really develop ourselves, build upon our skills, take up extracurricular stuff, and find new hobbies. So yeah, it's been a positive in that aspect, and it's definitely something that can or should be carried on into next year for people. For me, it's been a good opportunity to advance my knowledge, on various topics and discussions, start reading books again. So yeah, it's just one thing, just the importance of personal development, and finding time, and
Yeah.
The pandemic has given us that time to have that space to do that, and it's something that a lot of people will be carrying on into 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one I would say is finance, the importance of
Yo,
finance.
talk about
Definitely.
finance,
Yeah,
man.
the importance of finance.
Yeah, that one.
There's two ways about it. I'm in the camp where financially the pandemic has worked in my favor.
Yeah, it's been good. I know. It's been good, bro.
Having to not have to spend so much money on travel from Kent to London, has been good, but it's also taught me that this is a good time to save, and the importance of saving and having money stored somewhere for a rainy day or
Yeah.
for a dark period like the pandemic. So when it does come, you're not hit hard from it. And
Talk about that.
but you also have the opposite side where you have people on the opposite side of the spectrum where they've lost their job
Yeah.
due to the pandemic, and it's hit them financially, and the pandemic has been like a negative for them. So I guess just being financially, being at a very strong financial point where you're able to protect yourself, because the world is changing, lots of things are happening, and you don't know what can happen next. So it's good financially to make sure you're in a good place, so when stuff like this do happen, you're able to be in a good position. And there's many people who I've seen online, and financial experts that I've talked about, if they weren't following certain guidelines in regards to savings and their finances, they would have been in a much worse position than they were, even if they did lose their job or not. So yeah, man.
For me, like, are you finished with your point? Are you we don't
I got some more to add, but if you've got
we're gonna wrap that up like later and all that stuff there. But let's just focus on the personal development and finance. Now, for personal development, for me, I would say, like, investing in myself, like in terms of like buying equipment. That was my personal development there. Like, I've always wanted to do a podcast. Like, you know me, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, this was just talks. And obviously, like, not gonna lie to you, obviously the way some people just have different jobs in it. The way, like, and obviously, like, sorry, they have different salaries. So the way you save compared to another person is totally different, because we have some responsibilities. But obviously, like, through the pandemic, the past years, I was angry. I was hella angry. I was like, God, like, why me? Why should I save in some way like this just to buy a simple Mac? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, why can't I just get a full stack? You understand? And just buy, equipment, and also have money for myself to buy Jordans and etc. Like, because listen, yo, real talk, bro. I was on one pair of shoes in 1 year. The whole year I had one pair of shoes, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I was worse, man. Dude. I was worse.
Yo, like, I was like, God, like, yo, you do me dirty, like, you do me dirty. But like, but in that type of sense, there, it's like, I remember I was just walking to work, and obviously, like, I feel like, in the middle of the year, I think it was like around June, I would say April, March, April, May. I was just walking to work, innit? And those were the times I was just procrastinating, innit? I would just save little money there, little money there, little money there. You know what I'm saying? I bought a camera ready, but the roadcaster was the one in it. Like, I had to spend a lot of money, and I was like, Lord, if I spend this money, I have nothing, literally. So, like, I was walking to work now, and I was listening to this song, Drop Top, Hardy Caprio, Drop Top. And I was listening to this song, and Hardy Caprio said one verse, and he said, if you're not investing, you're losing out. If you're not investing, you're losing out. So imagine I'm just bopping this, the gangs, I'm doing the gangs, I did it. And then I stopped to think, that's like, if you're not investing, you're losing out, mate. And guess what I did? I dropped the whole grand just by a rope. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I was so scared in it. But I feel like that whole verse resonated with me in the sense that, like, whoa, bro, it's either you buy clothes, and reach the end of the year, and that's all you can show for. Do you get what I'm saying? Or you can put it in your equipment, and then end of the year you can be like, I mean, all the other things didn't go well, but at least I invested in myself in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I don't know if that makes sense to you. That is my personal development. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, as for finance, I ain't there yet.
I think it'll be good for us to add.
I ain't there yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Huh?
It'll be good for us to add to the finance part in regards to how he's side hustle.
In terms of like what was the other thing? So there's one thing on finance. What was the other point?
Personal development. I was just building on.
Personal development. That also comes to the category of just saying learning new skills and stuff, developing, whether it's reading. So or not just reading for financial gain, you know. So more like, obviously I'm reading the Bible as well for spiritual knowledge and spiritual sanctification as well. And also spiritual books as well. So this is one, you
Yeah.
guys can see it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Celebration of Discipline by
Celebrate
Richard
discipline.
Foster.
Is that
Yeah, Discipline by Richard Foster.
discipline?
So
Okay.
this is it right there. You know what I'm saying? Cheap and get from eBay, Amazon, whatever. So this has been a essential book in terms of the spirituality, and there's definitely been a growth for me personally. So, and yeah, it's still everything is still relevant to this day. I haven't finished it yet, but we're still on the,
Yeah, nah,
you know
for
what
sure,
I'm
man.
saying?
Like,
I haven't finished
Raj,
it
no,
yet,
like we
but
gotta clap for you because obviously, like, bro, like, do you know how hard? It's not hard reading a book, innit? But just to be disciplined, just to read a book here, this day and age is kind of hard because obviously, like, you're fast paced, like you're working, you're doing this, and you don't really have time to read the book, innit? And
Yeah.
like, you know, for me personally, I bought I bought the same book here twice because I lost a copy every time. Like, let's not gonna lie to you, but I told myself I was going to read a lot this year, but it didn't really happen.
yeah,
But I really agree that, you know, knowledge is power. Like, knowledge is
absolutely.
power.
Definitely.
And
Yeah, just to further emphasize on Jingo's point as well about the importance of saving. I'm sorry, investing. Saving is David's point, of course. Saving is great. Me personally, yes, I've been able to not. I wouldn't say during this pandemic. Prior to all of this, I've been saving since day one. You feel me? So that itself was just something I had to develop. So and during this pandemic, that's when I just decided, let me invest. So investing is imperative, when it comes to not just quick, immediate gratification in terms of finances, but a deferred plan, So investing necessary investments. There's reasons called investments. It's not guaranteed success or quick returns,
I hear you.
So it
But
can
it's a
either
risk,
go
though. It's a
one
risk.
way. Yeah, it's a risk, absolutely. So it can go one way or the other. But at the end of the day, that risk is essential. So even if it doesn't work the first time, at least now you have a different perspective of, what, that wasn't so hard to spend £1,000 on this equipment, for, like, just to give an example of Jingo's point. So or anything else I invest in it. Because look at priorities and stuff. You look at the bigger picture, then that's essential. But if we're using our money, majority of the money to be getting things that or buying things that are irrelevant or associated to so-called riches and stuff like that, what I'm saying, which we're all guilty of, what I'm saying, we're young, so we want to look good, we want to look fly. I get it. So
David,
it's
don't.
part of the game.
I don't know.
Why you man only getting on to me, fam? Like,
I don't know, because I feel like you're going to say something
all haven't been out
stuff,
here.
man, just to
We
bait
all
me out.
haven't been out
Because this year
here
I was wilding. No, like, this year I was
developing the
wilding.
drip, fam. Like, we all have not been out here developing the drip, fam.
Nah,
The
cuz,
gram.
hey, listen, I'm still
Where's
not
the
there with the
gram?
drip. Listen, I am getting there. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm starting.
Still there with
I'm
the
in the
drip.
beginning.
But again, it's just one of them ones. So, but in terms of the investors, because like I said, when we had our podcast, me and Jingo, with the power of the mind as well. Like I said, I also mentioned about like holding on. So if you hold on to something, then you're never really gonna, you know what I'm saying, open up to new opportunities and new investments or new growth. Because I haven't heard of a story of someone being a billionaire or millionaire by saving. I still haven't heard that. So
that's
always people.
And you made emphasis. You put a lot of emphasis on the parable of the talent.
Yeah,
The parable
parable
of the
talent as
talent.
well.
You know, the one that just hold the lost talent.
And
And then he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till God comes and I'm gonna show him this. And what did God say? You wicked servant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right, man. You're just right. For me personally, investing, just talking about investing, you know what I'm saying? Just talking about investing. It's just it's been a hard journey for me just to do that. Because personally for me, I'll be honest, man. I'm 25 years old and I'm still learning how to be disciplined with money. You get what I'm saying? And I know he's gonna know this now. But like you know, like obviously like when we did the podcast, I told you how David used to survive on £2 a day. And that, you know what I'm saying? I used to mock him, bro. I was like, how is this guy surviving on £2 a day? Cause sometimes I thought it was £2, like just £2 a week. Do you understand? Like it's crazy. But look his face. But yeah.
No, you're buying it, fam. You think my friend is sending me to school?
But obviously,
£2 a week, fam. No,
but the point I'm trying to do here, the point I'm trying to say here is like, you know, maybe he doesn't notice it, but I feel like that really helped him to really, you know, like, how can I say this? Like, really control money. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, save up money and all that stuff there. Whereas me, when I was younger, I was always spending. Do you get what I'm saying? Money never rests. Like, it never rests with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just had to spend it. Do you get what I'm saying? So now at my older age or whatnot, I have to learn how to really control money and be disciplined on money. Now, through that whole process, I remember I came with, actually both of you, listen, I was just scrolling on Instagram. Oh, like, you know me, like, I'm not really a materialistic type when it comes to chains and all that stuff there. But this chain, this chain intrigued me, bro. Like, I wanted this chain.
This chain and that, man. Man wanted to buy this bust down thing, yeah.
Bust down. I was like, listen, I was like, listen, this one here listen, I'm gonna end this year with 2 chains, fam. You understand? Iced out. You get what I'm saying? And guess what my auntie said? My auntie looked at me like, yeah, that ain't.
Iced out. Are you a rapper?
Exactly. Like, listen, am I a rapper?
I said the exact same thing. I said, Jingo, this is not you. And if you spend your money on this year,
bro, I was gonna spend hella money.
Complain to me that you got no peers there. I will actually ignore you. Like, I was
you said that. And you know, listen, you actually pointed me as well. You said, yeah, he was like, yo, Jigo, you don't even have the clothes to wear that one.
That's what I said.
You ain't got the clothes, the right clothes to wear a chain. Why are you buying a chain, fam? Why are you buying a chain?
Aris, yeah, this guy was saying, yeah, that man will rock all this ice, yeah, to go sit in Nando's with the man then. I was like, bro, are you serious?
Listen, I said that. I was like, listen, I don't care, fam. Listen, at least I'm shining.
Yo, Jingo. Listen, it's not about what it's not about what clothes you wear it with, or if you're chilling with a man. It's not about that. It's all about, is this stuff gonna make your neck itch? You feel me? Is it gonna get discoloration? Are you gonna get some infection in your neck? Because this stuff is fake. That's what I'm saying. So,
listen, but I didn't care though. I didn't care. You understand? I didn't care.
Yeah, but still, like,
I was actually
the chain he was sending me and the watch he was sending me, like, we're looking at like 3-4 bills, like each or something. Like, it was mad money. I was like, Jingo, man. I was getting angry.
One of them was like, it came from 650 to 300 or something, or 200. I was like,
chain or
no, watch? the watch. And I was like, yo.
What was the name of the watch? Was it like,
I don't know. It was just one
ordinary watch that man had just slapped some.
It was a presidential.
It was just one ordinary watch the man slapped some.
It was a presidential, cuz.
Yeah, no presidential, fam.
But a fake one. But this was my excuse. But the rocks are real though.
They're not real though.
I know they're not. But that was the rocks. That was my. I told myself that was gonna be my excuse. The rocks are real. And what? Do you understand? But anyway, with that whole chain thing, is like I thank God I didn't go through that, because I probably would have bought a lot of equipment. Not gonna lie to you, still. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, just investing in the right things. This year I've learned that invest in the right things, and it just gives you joy, innit? Like, it just gives you joy when you just invest in what you love. Do you get what I'm saying? Or what you want to accomplish. You just feel like a man, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the right thing in it. You understand? Even though for me personally, obviously that this season is like this season or this past few seasons was for me just to save up for equipment. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like my journey was like, listen, just invest in these things, in it. Even though you ain't got no money like that, you understand? Obviously, like at the end of it, at least you have invested in this and you're moving forward. You know what I'm saying? In your journey, you're moving forward. So I feel like this year as well, I've just to be like, I've learned just to be comfortable with my own journey in it. You know what I'm saying? And just investing in what I love in it. So
Good question.
Yeah.
So you deaded the idea of the chain and the watch.
I've deaded it,
Just
but
checking.
listen, I'm not
Okay,
even.
good.
That's not even my man again.
Glory
Like, I
be to
can't.
God on that, man.
Am I
Glory be
Quavo,
to
fam?
God.
I'm not Quavo, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm
That's
not
Quavo.
Offset or Zion, innit? You understand? And obviously, like my auntie, listen, this straight. My auntie just looked at me and was like, "Yo, that is not you. Stick your Jordans in your snapback." Like, listen,
Listen, it's time for everything, man. It's time for everything.
yeah,
It's time that
there's
you're
time
gonna be
for
rocking Rolexes and stuff
Mm,
eventually. You know what I'm saying? We'll just
yeah.
don't fall to the pressures of life. Anyway, let me add to the list as well.
Mm,
So some so my one was be productive or whatever with the during this whole year or pandemic. So the next one now, the negative or con is just I'll probably say, or I speak for myself as well, or and what's a big topic, which is social media and stuff like that,
mm,
which obviously just emphasizing the point that you've made about the image and stuff like that. So a lot of people, because there's something that says, listen, comparison is a killer of joy as well. So when you look at stuff on
mm.
social media, before you go on social media, you're excited, chilling, woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see what's going on social media. Let's go on Instagram. Woo. Then you click on stuff. You go down the feeds and stuff, and you see all this different things. And then after you go off it, then you're like, I need to get myself together. And that's what, like, you know what I'm saying? Little things like
Like,
that.
you know,
So
the chains and all that stuff here came from a place of, because obviously, like, I never had when I was younger. Like, I come from I won't say I come from
yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's different. It could be chains,
you
it
get what
could
I'm
be
saying? So it's
slippers,
like,
it could be shoes, it could be
mm,
babies for women. You know what I'm saying? It could be relationships, etc.
mm,
So people admire, they have desires for that, and
yeah,
or copying yards. You know what I'm saying? People just like, and these people they're watching, like, you don't know how they got this, or you know what I'm saying. So everyone
exactly.
has different times, so they compare. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, you never
I'm,
know.
I'm,
There's
I'm,
there's
No,
stuff could be
not
fake.
everything's a blessing, you know. Not everything is a
I'm
blessing.
There's
Like,
stuff
you
could
see,
be fake, fam. For
I'm
all you know.
25.
you get what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
30, and I'm still in this. Like, there's people thinking that. I'm bearing in mind, I'm not 30. I'm not 25. I'm 23, so
mm,
still young. And yeah,
well,
by the grace of
I'm saying
God,
just 3 years.
we've got
3
a lot
years.
of, we've got the world in our hands. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we can prosper, we can do what we gotta do.
Yeah,
So,
for
but
sure.
yeah, social media
And I
has
feel like as a
been
young person as well,
yeah,
when you see, you know, a lot of people your age, like, for example, marriage, hey, I know at least 5 friends here that at least got engaged,
Yeah,
married, in it. You
this
get what I'm
year's been the
saying?
year of engagement and marriages, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And, you know, obviously, like, no hate, no nothing, in it. It's just like, but you know, when they tell, yo, man, I just got the new house, this and that, with the mortgage and the missus, and you're like, yo, that's great. But when you walk away, it's like, oh, Lord, what about me here? Do you understand? Like it's not like you obviously like you. I don't know, like, because obviously like you just see people progressing, and you feel like, you know, like, yo, like, but you don't know their process. You don't really know their process in terms of, you know, how they got that. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how many hours they prayed. You know what I'm saying? You just started right now. You know what I'm saying? You just want this right now. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know how to really got it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like, so what do you think about that? Did that affect you in a sense, like, you know, people getting married and having mortgages and, you know, having the dream jobs and etc. Because even though this year I feel like this, for me personally, this year has been the year of favor. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm.
But for many, it's a year of torment and all that stuff in it.
Do you know
I
what?
feel like a lot of people actually rip the success of it. You know, for example, Chunks, bruv, you know, Chunks, is he a comedian? Like a
Yeah,
influencer,
it's
he's an
like a
influencer,
social media
social media influencer.
influencer.
Like, obviously we don't know his life in it. He probably had, you know, ups and downs. But from what we look, how he looked, like, this guy literally ripped off the success. And obviously, like, everybody's proud. I'm proud as well. You understand? So that there's different levels in terms of this in it, in terms of like people, you know, not losing everything and not getting what they want, and other people just, this year has been amazing. They don't even have one bad thing to say about this year. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So what about you, Lola? What things affected you in a sense, like,
David, you
this
can
year?
go. You can go. Would you also agree about the social media? So how social
Yeah,
media
I would
affected you?
therefore
What's up?
agree that you know with the amount of free time we've had due to the pandemic and stuff, it's more time to be on social media, see what everyone's doing, see how everyone's moving. And, it could, it can do, two things, it can either motivate you or it can make you feel down, be like, oh, how come I'm not at that level, or how come I don't have what they have, or, how come, I'm the same age as some of these people and I'm where they're at. But, I think it's very important to look at yourself and examine yourself and look at where you are in life, and really just be like, at the end of the day, everybody's race or journey is different, so and so might have a house and might be having this car and blah 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 by the age of 25, and maybe you're still with your parents and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, everyone's race is different, and you shouldn't really look at what the other person is doing. At the end of the day, you thank God for the success He brought into that person, and we can do to pray that God bestows His favor onto you as well.
Do you know what I'm saying? Say that favor restores that favor onto you. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like always praising another person's success will bring obviously that blessings to you, in a sense. Not even in a sense, but it will, innit? But you gotta be pure hearted in that same avenue, in a sense, innit? But I just wanna obviously put a lot of emphasis on that. Listen, I feel like comparison, even though you're not even like you was never a hater, it breeds hate. If you do that for a very long time, compare yourself with others, it will breed hate, fam.
Yeah, but
I feel as though it will definitely breed hate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference. There's a difference.
Let me talk about it. Let me talk about the pros. Sorry to call you. Let me talk about the pros of social media and comparing yourself as well. Because to pick up, there's a point or a few points that David made as well. So, me personally, as well, I look at social media, look at things and people's accolades and stuff, and success and stuff. For what they do to me, the impact is motivating. So that's one thing that's definitely helped as well. So I look at things like, this person can do this stuff, I can do it too as well. So I'm influenced, I'm motivated, and and comparison sometimes doesn't necessarily bring hate, because you're just too focused in your own lane. It helps you to be content. So if
that's what I'm trying to
I'm
tell
talking
you.
about me, I'm talking about me as
exactly.
well.
People
so
are
I'm
different.
just as long as I'm content and like David said as well, everybody has their own lane. So as long as you're content and you believe that your lane, you're gonna achieve what God has set for you anyway. So you're not gonna be tripping about
exactly.
this person did this or that.
I
And
agree with that.
also your perspective of life as well, in the sense of
exactly.
All the stuff is
but what
great.
if another person?
All the stuff is great, but at the end of the day, is that what really life is about?
Exactly. Okay, I hear that.
You see you watch the news every day. You see people dropping like flies. So you can
but people don't have the same perspective as you. The people have a different perspective of life, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Their view of life is like, listen, if I don't have this here, then I'm basically dead. I'm just a useless piece of crap, basically. You get what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying that. See, when you I feel like in our lives we have compared ourselves to other people. You know what I'm saying? Once in our lives, innit? But the contentment is always there. Like, okay, I'm content. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna hold this because I know that God has, you know what I'm saying, mad plans for myself.
It doesn't always give birth to hate. You get it? It doesn't always, not all the time.
It does. But you'd be surprised, though. You'd be surprised. Like, you're telling me,
it's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. For 25 years, you're telling me you're just comparing.
No, there's likelihood for hate, but the point you made is it definitely will be a hate. And what I'm saying is not always. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, there's a likelihood. Okay, this you might. It's not even necessarily hate, because like your friend. Hold on, your friend can. Let's say you two were aiming for the same thing, and your friend gets it first or whatever, or gets it, and you don't get it. You're like, okay, cool. You're happy for it because this is your guy. That's cool. But now you feel whack. You feel terrible about yourself. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? So that sort of atmosphere, that sort of feeling is already postulated in the atmosphere. You get it? So although you say I'm happy for you, but people can see in your face you're sad. You know what I'm saying? But you're still smiling. But the smile is like hurt. So it's not like you're hating on the person. It's more like you feel gutted about
That's what I'm
yourself,
saying. I mean,
and the fact
there's
that people
different
are rubbing in
feelings
your face
towards
as
that.
well. Like it's crazy.
There's different feelings towards that, but like obviously like I just feel like, you know, comparing yourself. It's just, we all know it's just a very dangerous game. You know what I'm saying? It could lead to suicide. It could lead to mental health, you know, breakdown.
Yeah.
It could lead to so many things in it, and it could also lead to hate. You get what I'm saying? Because now let's say for example, us three, we obviously we've all gone to the same school and etc. You understand? And boom, like, you know, God forbid though, like I don't have, you lot like become millionaires. You understand? And obviously, like for 25 years, I've been praying. You understand? And I'm just looking as well at other people like, yo, like, bro, like, God, why is not happening to me, innit? Understand? Now you start comparing yourself, like, why can't, if, you know what I'm saying? If he can get it, why can't get it? Oh, my two best friends are actually doing well. Yo, what's going on? Now I'm looking at you like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Are you God's favorite or something, bro? What about me? Do you understand? So do you get what I'm trying to say? For like, if you compare yourself for a very long time, like for 20, like I said, 25 years, you're like, you're deemed to have like hate, fam. Like, you understand? If you're just
have you ever felt
yourself,
like that ever in your life personally?
Huh?
Have you ever felt like that in your life personally?
No, I haven't. But like, you know, because me personally, I think I overthinking it. Do you understand? I overthink to the point. That's what I do though. Like, I'm to put myself in check though. Like, I'm so honest with myself in it. I'm like, okay, Jingo, you're comparing yourself. Like for example, like, you know, like for example, like I haven't had a job like my foot for how long? For 2 years. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, y'all have jobs and all that stuff. Everybody got jobs and all that stuff in it. You understand? I'm so happy, fam. Real talk. Do you understand? But like, you know that gut feeling, like, oh, fam, like what is wrong with me in it? Do you understand? And I had to, you know, we had certain conversations as well. We had certain conversations in terms of comparing. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Because I will say stuff like that, yeah, but like the way I say it, man, it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? You were like, hold on, do you understand? I had to go back to myself. I had to go back to myself and say, yo, like, I had to think up or outside the box. Like, yo, bro, like, if you keep on thinking like this year, it's gonna breed hate. Do you get what I'm saying? Be careful, it's gonna breed hate. Do you understand? One thing that you don't want to be in this life here is a hater, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? You just stop every blessing that God wants for you.
Yeah, obviously, envy is a sin, isn't it?
Huh? Yeah. Envy is a sin, bro.
Envy
is a sin. I've never felt envy. I've never felt envy, and I've never felt hate or nobody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But like,
just to emphasize, sorry to cut you off again, just to emphasize on the point that you made.
Yeah.
As well. So from the outside perspective, which no one blames you or anybody. So looking at, for instance, when you say your, let's say, friends or they have this or that, have that, mate, you don't know what I went through. You don't know what your dick went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a hustle. That's what I'm saying. It's been. I remember, like, even the Dex as well. Like, even his one is just proud. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't easy. You feel me? I remember calling this chap. I remember calling this chap in 2019. Let's say January or so. You know what I'm saying, talking about LinkedIn to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I remember that, man.
So I remember calling him.
What was that? What was that?
Look at him now.
Getting on like
him to jump
my
on
job
LinkedIn.
search, innit? When after I finished my masters. Yeah.
So you just listen. The moral of the story is tenacity, man. You understand? I've had so many rejections. I'm pretty sure we all have had so many rejections.
Bro,
but
let's
again,
go start with that, bro.
It's just about don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
To be defeated.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Comparison breeds hate, but if you have contempt, that's why, like, obviously, like our faith, we're all Christians, in it. The Bible says being content is the best way to live a joyful life. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah,
are just
therefore.
at peace. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, talking about, you know,
Hold on, quickly. Can I just build on from
come on.
Aris's point? Like, yeah, like I remember that period in my life, you know, like with that period between, you know, my finishing my master's in 2018 and, you know, when I finally got something within, I think it was June of 2019, like it was the hardest 10 months of my life, man, because, you know, you just seeing my peers, you know, just getting jobs straight out of uni, you know, and there's, you know, people that hadn't even done master's degree, they're just done simple bachelor's degree.
Like, how's this guy have a job, fam? Like, he got a master's.
But me, you know, man's gone masters, man's gone to a very good uni at that as well for my masters, yeah, you know, come out with a good grade, and I'm struggling. But there's man out here, you know, there's people getting like mad jobs within, you know, the top organizations or institutions within my sector. You know, there's people that, you know, had no experience at all and they were just getting jobs straight like that, or people that had family connections that they were utilizing to get to the position. Can't lie, like it. I can't lie. I was close to really, you know, having a negative effect on me, you know, and you know, really, you know.
Yeah, I never
envy.
saw you like. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, like it was like I can't lie, like there were points where I was close to like, you know, envying some of these people. Yeah, and these were people that were friends. I was friends, you know, people that, you know, I went uni with and I'm seeing them succeed. I'm like, you know, like why me? Like,
yeah.
So like it's you know.
Yeah. So
it's
guys,
very
so basically,
capable.
I'm right in the sense if you keep on just not pointing the finger, but like, oh, just looking elsewhere, like, oh man, like.
Yeah, like it got to the point where
another thing.
Yeah, like it got to the point where, you know, obviously Aris initially told me to jump on LinkedIn, innit? But obviously I didn't want to jump on LinkedIn because I'd heard about LinkedIn and how, you know, it really puts you down if you're not at a particular place in your life. It puts you down,
even
bro.
to this day, I don't. Today, I'm sorry to cut you off. To this day, I don't even go on it like that, bro.
So
I don't really go on it like that. It's just comparison and stuff again.
Yeah, bro. You know, because
even with you, like, even with.
Oh, you mean people's achievements? People's
yeah, man. Especially like within their career, because you don't get that on, you know, the other social media platforms. Like you get, like, all you just see is people just living their life. But when you're actually saying, yeah, man, just got this new job. I'm working for this corporation. I'm working for this global, international, this and that, blah blah blah. My salary's gone up. Like it's mad. It's mad, and that's
David. You know what? At one point, yeah, you was just mentioning everybody. Yeah, listen, I can't remember the job roles in it, but you was just like international. I don't know, like he works in the firm in the ambassador side, like
bro,
am I here?
It was
mad.
Like it was so mad. Like, you know, my people were just getting like mad roles within the field. Like obviously, you know, we obviously thank God for that. You know, it's good to see my people winning. But you know, obviously, when you're not in that space yourself, like it could really, you know, do damage to you. You know, exactly. And when I did eventually get LinkedIn, you know, eventually after maybe a few months after, you know, Aris had pushed me in it. You know, I eventually did, and I regretted it. But I still sticked onto it. But I just going onto it. Just going onto it, like I hated it. Like I hated it, man. Like,
see, one thing. So what you've said right now, yeah. What I've learned from what you just said is, and it has to be a balance. Out of all this sphere, social media, there has to be a balance, right? Balance meaning know how to handle it. If it gets too difficult or tricky, I feel like take time. I jump off it. Sometimes I'm off Instagram for a few months, and I get back on it again. So little bit like LinkedIn, I hardly go on LinkedIn unless you get notifications, people messaging you, or this person videoing your profile, or this, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, okay, who's pre-me? Let me just quickly go check who's pre-me. If I can't see it, jump off. I'm saying I'm not here to be scrolling and saying this person did this, because really and truly, I mind the business that pays me. I mind the business that pays me. So if it's not, I'm not really into people's businesses like that. You know what I'm saying? I give everybody a space. I hold up people from time to time as well. So at the end of the day, I'm not a busybody. I feel like if I'm there, the time I'm using to look at what people are doing, I could be using that to better myself. So time is money, man. Time is not free, apparently, and it's precious as well, and you can't get time back. So
okay, so we spoke about contentment, so we can agree that, you know, that's one of the things that we learned this year, content, right?